大家好，这是北美刘忙，今天是2021年的5月19号啊。今天股市回调，比特币大回调。那咱们现在回调到底了吗？结束了吗？咱们来看一下这两个机构怎么说。首先是 Fundstrat 全球顾问Tom 李，第二个是瑞银全球财富管理，这个人叫西乔。来听一下。
Tom Lee, I'll come to you first of all. What do you make of today's bounce and the intraday buying following that massive gut check this morning? I guess whether we talk about equities or Bitcoin, your pick.
Well, I think both markets were watching the VIX really carefully because, the VIX peaked out last week at 30, and that wasn't, or under 30, and it wasn't much of a move. And today there was some attempt to sort of see volatility increase, but the VIX could only get to 26 and then I think pretty much finished the day flat. So I think there was a shakeout happening the last couple of days, a lot of deleveraging, which is healthy. And one way to see it is that institutional money market cash now is at 3.065 trillion. That's within essentially a hair's throw of the highs of May 2020. So hedge funds and institutional investors have raised so much cash in the past few months that we're pretty much the dry powder on the sidelines is where it was last year.
主人问他说：“你怎么看现在这个股市和比特币的回调啊？”他说：“今天股市和比特币应该都在看这个标普恐慌指数 VIX， 但是今天我们发现 VIX 整体上涨并不多啊，上涨并不多。然后呢，他说这两天把一些市场中的这个杠杆给甩掉了，市场中的杠杆甩掉了，然后一些弱手啊，一些拿不住比特币的人也跑了啊。”所以这个对整体市场来说，不管是股市还是比特币，其实应该算是个好事啊，算是个好事啊。然后呢，同时他还说这个机构货币市场里面目前的钱是多少？是3.065万亿。那这个和去年5月份相比，都是非常的高的。就说明什么？说明现在这个机构投资者他们手里攥了很多的现金。
So what? You think that'll spark a leg higher here? Do you think the market's sort of bottomed, even the tech stocks? Is that what you're saying?
Sarah, it's a great question because it'll resolve one of two ways. Either the market will suddenly lose all underlying buying because all the money's on the sidelines and we could have a big downdraft. But I think the odds are favoring a melt up. So I think as long as the economic momentum continues, and part of it is vaccination and consumer confidence, I think we could have a melt up. So I think that there's a lot of consolidation the last couple of days, but it's, I think, a precursor to a big move higher in equities.
那主持人问他说：“你觉得现在市场已经到底了吗？这次回调？”那他说：“当然，现在还是有风险的，因为大家看到现在这机构的人喜欢存现金，如果他们一直存现金，那就导致什么？市场里面没有那么多的钱，没有那么多向上涨的动能。但是呢，他整体来说觉得股市向上走的几率会更大一些。那主要还是要看这个美国经济怎么办啊？美国经济未来走的怎么样？主要是第一是看这个疫情的控制啊，就是这个疫苗。那第二个就是消费者信心啊，这个消费者花的这个钱要够啊，要能把钱能花得出去啊，来刺激这个经济。所以以后要继续关注这个消费者的这个报告。
She, what's your take on that?
Well, we're still certainly very positive on the equity markets. At this point, we see the inflation concerns, but that's not news anymore. And we feel like the inflation is certainly going to cause a lot of volatility in the markets as we see today, but it's still going to turn out not so bad at the end of the day, and it's not going to drive a sustained sell-off. So we still despite where you go in the market, I think staying invested is important at this point, especially with inflation, and there's not much value to holding on to a lot of cash.
好，这是这个瑞银的这个人啊，那他们这个瑞银现在对股市的看法还是比较积极的。那当然，我们现在市场里有这个对通胀的担忧，但通胀担忧这个事儿已经不是新闻了，已经说了好久了啊。那通胀担心肯定会导致市场有一些波动、一些颠簸，但他觉得不会那么差啊。然后同时，他也觉得现在的通胀担忧不会使整个市场进行一个崩盘啊。那他觉得现在投资者应该继续保持投资在股市中的这个状态，主要原因还是因为这个通胀。通胀的时候，你不去投资点东西，难道你还拿着这个钱吗？ 不过就像前面说的，我现在觉得这个黄金也很有趣啊，黄金很有趣，我觉得可以陪伴这个股市来做一个对冲。
Tom, just wanted to return to what you were saying moments ago, because I think last time you were on, you said the Nasdaq 100 still potentially had 5 to 7% downside before it would rally, but now you're saying you're favouring the likelihood of a melt up. What size of upside would a melt up be, and how do you balance off those two possibilities?
Well, we still think investors need to take down their technology overweights. It's a consensus and crowded trade. So we do think that NASDAQ 100 or the triple Qs need to get to around 300. I might even say Bitcoin's action might be sort of a precursor to what the NASDAQ has to do. But the rest of the market can rally. And, if the S&P rallies 10%, I don't think tech goes down. I just think it doesn't rally nearly 10%. But, the reason it's sort of crowded is ultimately consumer dollars and interest is going to be focused on things where there's pent-up demand. And that's, we'll just see it. If the CDC eases guidance on other activities, including cruise lines, I think investors which have been avoiding a lot of those stocks are going to rotate. So I think there's mechanical reasons for why investors need to lighten up on technology.
那主持人问大家说，你上次来我们这个节目的时候，你觉得这个纳斯达克还有5%到7%下降的空间，你还这么认为吗？那他说他还是这么认为啊，他觉得投资者应该去减持这些科技股，他觉得这些科技股太拥挤啊，一会儿我跟你讲他是指的是什么拥挤。那他说这个 3Q 就是 QQQ 这个 ETF 追随的是纳斯达克100，应该会降到300点。目前这个 ETF 是322啊，所以说还是有一些这个下降空间的。那他说了一句话挺吓人，他说最近比特币的表现很有可能是未来纳斯达克的表现啊，就是大红柱连续好几天啊，我希望不会发生啊，那个发生就太吓人了啊，但是他说除了科技以外，其他板块啊，其他市场中的板块可以涨，可以反弹。那他说就算是标普500从现在这个位置再涨10%，他觉得科技在里面也算是一个拖后腿的啊，就是说科技可能涨个3%、5%，就是说比市场其他的板块要差一些啊，这个意思。那他是为什么说现在科技很拥挤呢？他拥挤的意思就是说去年因为大家在家工作，在家生活，不出门，所以很多的钱没处花，都花在了买这些科技方面的东西上面啊。他说随着现在经济的重启，很多的钱，因为这边讲的是这个消费者消费的这个钱，咱们这个消费支出将会花在这些重启的地方，比如说航空啊，坐飞机、旅游、邮轮啊，这种经济重启，所以他这意思就是说更多的钱会进入经济重启股啊，导致科技股表现的不会那么好，他这个概念还是不错的，我觉得他讲的，而且我很喜欢汤姆利这个人，因为他上来他不会说那种非常含糊的话，他会给你说一些数据，同时他会直接告诉你他的想法啊，不像有一些人，你看上这个节目说了话之后说的挺溜，说完感觉是跟没说一样，所以就是这种那种含糊的人我也不太爱看，反正那些人一来我也不会在这频道播。那说到这个关于这个经济重启，他指的这些邮轮什么的，这些经济重启大家要进行花销的这个部分叫这个 consumer discretionary， 对吧？是可选择消费品啊，可选择性的消费品。那这个板块昨天这一视频啊，也有说一个 ETF 是这个权重相等的 ETF， 就是咱们现在这个可选择消费品里面都靠这3个大头来带队，对不对？里面有特斯拉、亚马逊第一，特斯拉第二，还有 Home Depot， 他们市值太大了，那其他那邮轮股什么小芝麻点就无法撼动这个板块。所以如果你去找我那个视频昨天的5月18号这个视频里面会讲一个 ETF 是权重相等的，也就是说里面每个股票就不会超过整个 ETF 的 2%这样的话就能更好的表现出经济重启的这么一个过程所以我觉得那个也不错。如果你去认为可选择消费品这个板块不错的话，好吧。好，这是北美流氓，希望对你有所帮助，我们下次见，拜拜。